Good morning, good morning. We are in our tarot study of the Justice card. It's original Rider-Waite. Then you have the Golden Art Nouveau, the Wild Unknown, which is a good representation of our cat, that Greta. She is a wild unknown for sure. This is the Wildwood Tarot, Wandering Star Tarot, Tarot of the Abyss, Lightseers Tarot, Tarot of the Divine, the Good Tarot, Tarot of Mystical Moments, and then the Star Tarot. I feel like I'm missing one possibly, but I could be wrong. But I feel like, I don't know why I feel like I'm missing one, but I think we got them all. Because there's original, there's that one, 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 that one, that one, that one. All right, I guess that's it. I don't know. I guess we're good. Okay, so the book, but first, let's do our overview, kind of drilling it into our brains, okay? We are studying the tarot. There are 78 cards total, 22 major arcana cards, 56 minor arcana cards. The minor arcana are divided into 4 suits. Each suit contains 14 cards each. There's the ace through the 10, which are the number cards within those suits, and those are sometimes referred to as pip cards. Then you have 4 court cards per suit. That's the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. The 4 suits consist of the cups, the pentacles, the swords, and the wands. Cups, water. Pentacles, earth. Swords, air. Wands, fire. And then we have gone through already card number 0, which is the Fool. 1, the Magician. 2, High Priestess. 3, Empress. 4, Emperor. Oh, you know what I could do? I could do this. So we've already been in, because I used this the other day. So we've already gone over the Fool. Uh-oh. Sorry. I thought it was going to be all cool and all that. There it goes. The Magician. The High Priestess. The Empress. The Emperor. The Hierophant, number 5. The Lovers, number 6. The Chariot, number 7. No, wait, yeah. Strength, number 8. The Hermit, number 9. And the Wheel of Fortune, number 10. Those, so we're building our foundation of our knowledge bank, right? We're going through each one of these cards. We're reading all the books. We're building a super duper huge foundation by going through all of this again after you've already done your basic learning, right? Because if you're here listening to me drone on reading these books, you've already done your basic reading. You're really going deep, right? So good on you and me. Because we're doing it. We're in it. We're in it for the long haul, right? Because it's been a year. It's amazing, right? How time goes by so fast. Today's book is The Holistic Tarot. Can you see that? I don't know if you need to see it, but there's that. The Holistic Tarot. Okay. And then this is the inside. I like how she always has the all the symbols, because I need to see symbols over and over and over again to remember them. I have a hard time with memory retention, but so that really helps me. Okay. Justice, air, Venus, and so air, you can kind of, the clue on that is an air card is the sword. Then you have Venus, connection with Venus and Libra. Keywords: equilibrium, equity, fairness, and legality. Reverse keywords: prejudice, bias, chauvinism, and injustice. She sits between two stone pillars, a curtain behind her. In a red robe, she wields an erect sword in one hand, balancing scales in the other. Just visible behind the dark curtain is a sky of bright yellow. Key 11. Justice. The theme of justice is external balance. The Justice card can suggest that balance will be restored in the seeker's life, or that there is balance to the conditions in his or her life. But it is hard for seeker to see that at the moment. The outcome that will be... I'm going to need to use a card to help me read this. The outcome that will best bring balance to the seeker's life is the one that should occur. Consider the theme of equilibrium or judgment and how it applies to the situation at hand. Compare the Temperance card. Compare temperance indicates internal balance. Justice may indicate that justice, fairness, and a detached impartiality of critical influences or factors in the current situation. The curtain symbolizes separation of states of consciousness. A traditional interpretation of justice is the presentation of decision that needs to be made by the seeker. The seeker is urged to make that decision fairly and with impartiality and integrity. So see, this is like another thing that so my insides... So everybody, a lot of these are saying that the Justice card, look, I left a red mark. The Justice card is very feminine, and it's about inward stuff. But if you look at the comparison between, you have the High Priestess, which is very mirroring this card a lot, in a lot of different ways. And that one feels a lot more feminine and inward than this one. And same with Temperance, who also mirrors this in a way. It's if you can picture her, she has, and so, but, because that feels, but yes, that's about balance too, finding balance. And it feels a lot like balance in an inward way. The Justice card to me feels a lot more, instead of it's not completely heart-centered and intuitive and all that. It's logical. It's more the masculine side of things, more... not saying that men are more logical, but you know what I mean. More based on logic, more based on current circumstances, which this is kind of saying too. And we haven't finished reading this, so she may be getting to all this too. But, and then also, yes, it could have something to do with people in your life, especially if you have a judge-in-law or whatever, and then, or something going on in your life that has to do with the judicial system. But for me, it feels very masculine, of at least in this moment of time. This can change tomorrow, of needing to make decisions in your regular mundane life based on logic. But having some of that intuition coming in, yes. But having a balance in that, and using your human brain, because you're living in a human world, living a human life, and you're basing the decision on the facts at hand. This feels very you have all the facts laid out, and you need to make a decision on everything that you see logically. And yes, again, you could tap into your intuition, but this feels very you know what you need to do. You need to do this logic. You need to just take care of business kind of thing. I don't know. Let's keep going. The seeker is urged to make that decision fairly and impartially and with integrity. The Lover's card, ethics is relevant to the matter at hand. The Lovers is about making an ethical decision that involves the seeker. Justice is about making an ethical decision that involves an external condition, others who matter to the seeker, or a situation outside of the seeker. The Justice card could indicate the lawsuits that will be won or disputes resolved. Upright, the verdict that is rendered will be fair to the seeker. In reverse, the verdict that is rendered will seem unfair, but is in fact objective, fair decision. Consider Newton's third law of motion. To every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Or forces of two bodies on each other are always equal and are directed in opposite directions. When the seeker has exerted a particular force, there will be another force exerted against it, one equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. That will create the external equilibrium in the seeker's life that is needed in the given situation. Compare Wheel of Fortune, which suggests the karmic turns of life, the balance of equilibrium beyond the seeker's immediate control. The Wheel of Fortune is about the universe's adherence to the laws of motion. Justice is about the personal adherence within the confined scope of the seeker's life. Justice is about human-made balance and equilibrium. So she is getting where I was going to. It's about human-made justice. Thus, it could indicate court or legal proceedings in certain instances. It could also indicate consequences of our decisions and actions. What is fair will feel fair. Note further what the nature of justice is it's human-created justice, not divine justice. The laws of man are at play, not the laws of nature or the laws of the divine. Compare Wheel of Fortune, which suggests a greater divine justice affecting the seeker's situation. The concept of a human-made justice system is symbolized in the curtain that has been hung up behind the sitting figure, as it is covering or shielding the yellow light of the natural world. Hence, many tarot practitioners interpret the Justice card to suggest influences of the legal system, of the literal application of the laws. And see, my thing was with the whole, like, not necessarily having to do with the justice system, but having to deal with, like, this could even just have to do with, like, all of your, like, your basic human responsibilities, like paying bills, business related stuff, all the things that you have to do. That's not the fun part, but it's just stuff that you have to do, but that it's because it feels, it's not fun because it feels separate from spirit. Like a lot of times in the tarot cards, that was one of the first things I learned in my class during shutdown, lockdown, shutdown, whatever, that the yellow a lot of times represents spirit. And so this is separate from spirit. It feels separate than spirit. It's not necessarily separate from spirit. See how it's just the draping. You could take it down. But it just feels separate than that. It just feels very like, I gotta do this. I gotta do that. But it's just human things we have to do, right? All right. The element of air governs this card. Attributions associated with air will represent the external forces at play in the seeker situation. Yang energy is dominant. Justice could also relate to the sign Libra and timing-wise, denote the period of September 23rd through October 22nd. Reversed meaning. What is fair will not feel fair to the seeker. Compare when Justice card appears upright, it suggests that what is fair will feel fair. In reverse, what is fair will not feel fair. When the Justice card appears in reverse, there are two layers of meaning. First, the seeker feels that life is unfair toward him or her, but the card affirms that it is actually not. outcome was objectively the fair outcome, even if it was disappointing to the seeker. Look at karma, the past, and the seeker's own attitudes and actions to make sense of why the outcome was fair. The key to the seeker's progress is to understand why it felt fair and how to make peace with that. If the seeker is being honest with him or herself, then the seeker will see that what has happened is in fact justice. The second layer of meaning for the Justice card in reverse may indicate chauvinism, aggression, blind enthusiasm in a particular cause that may bring more harm than good, or actions that may be unjust rather than just. These actions were prompted by the seeker's feeling that what happened was not fair. When objectivity is it was fair. In reverse, the card may not suggest malfeasance. Prejudice and bias may be at play in the matter at hand. Note the progression from justice in reverse, i.e. feeling unjustly wronged, when in fact no wrong has been done to the seeker. 2, the hanged man in reverse, martyrdom. That's that. Amen. And so it is. There you go. That is Holistic Tarot by Benabel Wynn. I never know if I'm saying her name correctly. I hope I am for her sake. Thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow.